Hi, this is part 2 of the Ultimate USA Trucking Guide series. We are going to be once again continuing from part 1. This is about truck types. Mind you, I have been up to date with my students from different countries, and they have been asking me the question that, we can't see the presentation or the video is too long, etc., etc. So first of all, I would advise you, because this is a presentation, I would advise you to put this into full screen. You should be able to see everything that is on the slide. I have made this in SD definition and HD definition, so there shouldn't be a problem with the clarity of the wording. If there is a problem with my voice, then please let me know in the comment section. Okay, and also I will be adding timestamps. A lot of people have been telling me that Timmy, I know you are working hard, but it's just so hard, to watch a 30-minute or 1-hour video. It's really boring. Someone actually said that to me straight to my face, and I was like, okay, sure. So the answer to that question is that I'm going to be putting timestamps inside the description section of my videos. And also I will try to pin it on the top side of the comment section also. So obviously if you don't find it in the description section, if you have a problem opening the description section, some people are like, they don't know how to use YouTube, because it's not only Europe that's watching my videos. So I will also put it in the comment section. So there's that, okay? And if there's a problem with my voice, please let me know. But I will say this, that I will try to simplify the whole presentation as much as possible. I know that there are people in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh. There are people from all over the world who are doing trucking in USA. And they have problems in understanding English. Now, USA speaks English. If you have problem understanding my English, you most likely have a problem in communicating with the brokers, with the drivers. Your English has to be good to some extent. So without further ado, let's go on to the second slide. This is a continuation from the first video that I made. And as you know, even in the first video, the second slide had this table. Before we talked about AC, which was auto carrier. Today, we will be talking about B trains or B doubles. And all the variants that come with it, we will also talk about that. So I'm not going to be wasting too much time on this slide. It's pretty much self-explanatory. This is just to show you that I've highlighted BT today, and we're going to be talking about B trains. You'll see in the next slide, I'm going to explain in much more detail. Here we go. So we're going to be talking about BT, which stands for B train. Now, BT is the abbreviation which is used in the DAT load board. Please watch part 1 before watching part 2. So what is a BT? What is a BT? Here are some related names: B double, trucks, Super B, maxis. Now, B trains are a specific type of road train. I will go in the different types of a complete list of and the variants of road trains afterwards, but B trains are essentially a tractor attached to a trailer, and then the trailer is attached to 1 or 2 more trailers. So essentially what it is that it's a tractor attached with 2 or 3 or potentially 4 trailers. But we are going to be specifically talking about 2 to 3 trailer attachment. We're not going to be talking about 4. because as far as I know, 4 trailers, no one uses 4 trailers in USA. And this is a presentation about USA trucking. So there's different types of B trains. There's standard B train, there's B double, there's B triples, etc. There'll be more information on the next slide. We will also be talking about the equipment that's needed, basic hand tools, specialized tools, diagnostics equipment, all the good stuff. There will be a lot of safety equipment, which I don't see a lot of, people use that in logistics. They just bring their truck into the warehouse, into the garages, and they think, everything will be fine. Yeah, it will be fine, but it will also cost you a lot. So why not just prevent that from happening in the first place? Spare parts, emergency repair tools. Emergency repair tools is a must. I don't see many truckers have this on them. They should have them. Additional equipment is something extra. You can have them, you cannot have them, that's up to you. Some of the B-train manufacturers that I see in USA is Great Dane, Utility Trailers, Wabash National, Sloughton. There's some missing here. I think Colfers is also missing here. They make some nice trailers. We will be talking about rules and regulations. Okay, we will be touching on the FCMSA rules and regulation, but we will only be touching on it. The rest of the information will be in the raw document that will be provided in the video description. We will be talking about in detail, in a table format, about the federal regulations and the state-specific permits and regulations, and obviously the compliance and the enforcements used. The compliance and the enforcement will most likely be in the documentation because it's a very, very lengthy text. So I put that inside the document. Please check it out. Also, please comment in the YouTube comment section if you want me to make a very specific video about a specific topic. I hope everyone understood that. So let's go to the 4th slide. This is the 4th slide about road train variants. You are only allowed to drive road train types A, B, C, and D in USA. Look very carefully. Look at the image on the left and the defining of the left image on the right. And look at the correlation. I've made it dumbfoundingly very easy for anyone to recognize how many trucks are allowed and what type of trucks are allowed to be used in the US. And you can tell that A, B, C, D, what kind of B trains are they? What kind of road train types are they? They are B doubles, B triples, A doubles, and AB triples. Look at the diagram, you will see that there are either 2 or 3 trailer attachments to a tractor in different variations. Some of the trailers are much smaller, some of the trailers in the combination are bigger, and some of the trailers have big trailers and small trailers attached in a triple and double format. The other road train types, I'm talking about E, F, G, H, and K is very rare. These are used in places like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, maybe even Mexico, Latin America. They are not used in USA. But don't hang me up on that. Please do your own research. But as far as I know, only the first 4, A, B, C, and D, are used in the US, in the States. And also, not in every single state, because some specific states require a permit. And if you don't have the permit, can't go in that state. One of the ones that I know is Oregon. Oregon has got a very strict ruling on what type of trucking unit can come in and go out. So this is all that I have to say about this slide. Pretty much, you can just look at this diagram and understand what it says. And let's move on to the 5th slide. BC images. Maybe you guys were wondering, when is Timmy going to show us some pretty images? Well, here you go. The 4 types of different B trains that are operating in the States. The first one is a B double. Now, B double always has smaller sized trailer attached first, and the bigger trailer is attached second. The bigger trailer is attached to the smaller trailer. That is very similar to A double. Let's do it in order. So that's B double. B triple has got 3 of the trailers consecutively attached together, but if you look carefully, the first 2 trailers are smaller than the last trailer attached at the end. And judging by the company's name, it says Osway. I'm pretty sure this is in Australia, but it's a good example nonetheless. So the first 2 trailers are small or medium-sized, and the last trailer that is attached at the end is the longer trailer. That's a B triple. Coming down to A double. A double is very, very straightforward. It's the same trailer, but double. Same size, same height, same width trailer in the first attachment as it is in the second attachment. Pretty much just a double trailer attachment to a tractor. Now, a AB triple. AB triple I have never seen in the US, but apparently it's allowed and it works. The first trailer is bigger than the second, and the last trailer is the same as the first trailer. It's just the connecting trailer that's in the middle will always be smaller. That is literally what an AB triple is. And just so you know, a lot of these massive road train setups, they are used in construction sites, they are used in agriculture, they are used in places where you are shifting massive amount of quantities, not necessarily very heavy, but there are massive quantities. It could be gravel, it could be soil of any sort, it could be light construction material, but they don't have a high density in mass. It's just their quantity is so much. And that is where these type of road trains setup come in handy. So, I believe I've explained very briefly about the images that you are seeing on the slide. So let us move on to the 6th slide. B-train specifications. Once again, I have simplified this to the point where all you literally have to do is just put this video on full screen, put it in high definition, and just pause the video and just look at the information here. I don't even have to talk about this slide. Everything here is self-explanatory. It tells you the length, width, height, and the GVW, which is the gross vehicle weight, the weight capacity. It shows it for the B double, for the B triple, or the A double, or the AB triple. Let's not waste time here. Pause the video right now. Have a look at this slide very carefully. Anything that you don't understand, just write it down in the comment section. I hope everyone understands. Let's move to the 7th slide. This is the 7th slide. This is about tools, equipment, and maintenance. I'm going to be running through this slide very fast because there's a lot of information to unpack. Basic hand tools, wrenches and sockets, screwdrivers, pliers, hammers. This point right here, the basic hand tools, this is a must. It should be in every driver's disposal. Coming to specialized tools, I don't think you need any of these, except maybe for the hydraulic jack, because that can come handy when you're changing the tire. Other than that, everything that's in the specialized tools point, that includes torque wrench, air compressor, and impact wrench, and grease gun and brake adjustment tools. I really don't think you need these things, but it's always nice to have them in your trailer. It's always a plus. I will explain at the end of the slide which of the points you need and which of the points you don't need. But that's my opinion. If you have all of these things, then that's brilliant. That's good. That means you're safe. You're clear. It's a win-win. Third point is diagnostic equipment. Once again, you really don't need these things. You can find this in your local repair garage. There's repair garage everywhere in America. So diagnostic scanner, multimeter, tire pressure gauge, and digital thermometer. You can have those. Always a plus. For my opinion, I don't think you need it. Safety equipment, yes, okay. So these are the things you need. These are very effective. They come in handy, especially in winter times, dark winter times, when the days are not long and it's very dangerous. So safety equipment includes safety glasses and gloves, reflective vests, and cones and fire extinguisher. They're all very important. These are essentials. You should be having this on board every single day, 24/7. No questions asked. Consumables and spare parts, lubricants and grease, spare fuses and bulbs, replacement filters and spare hoses and belts. Out of all these things, lubricants and grease, yeah, you can have that. Spare fuses and bulbs, yeah, you can also have that. Replacement filters and spare hoses and belts, no. That's more of a technical job. You're better off going to the repair service or repair garage for that. Okay, maintenance records, logbooks and inspection checklists and service manuals. Yes, if you're working on an ELD, it does all the digital hours of service for you. If you're doing it manually, you've got to write in a logbook. If you get stopped by an inspector, a DOT inspector, and if you don't have your hours of service in check, if you've gone past your hours of service, you are going to get fined. You do it once again, you do it maybe even 3 times, they could even take away your CDL license. Okay, and that's you gone. You're no more on the road. Then there's the emergency repair tools, tire repair kit, jumper cables, and portable battery pack. Out of all these things, I think that tire repair kit is the only thing that you need out of this. So the jumper cables, the portable battery pack, I really don't think you need that. You could have it on you. It's always a plus once again. But my opinion is that if it's that bad that you need jumper cables and portable battery pack, you should have gone to the repair garage. You should have done pre and post inspection. Okay, moving on to the last point, additional equipment, pretty much self-explanatory. It's additional. But even in this additional equipment, I believe having a flashlight and a headlamp is a necessity. You should always have that on hand. So let me summarize exactly what things, in my opinion, are the essentials. So basic hand tools, you need all of those things. Wrenches, sockets, screwdrivers, pliers, and hammers. Skipping, specialized tools. I think the only thing that you need in specialized tools is the hydraulic jack for the tire repair kit. And the third point, the diagnostic equipment, you don't need any of that, from my opinion. And fourth point is the safety equipment. You should have every single thing that is in here. Safety glasses and gloves, reflective vests and cones and fire extinguisher. You must have all of these. Consumables and spare parts, lubricants and grease. Spare fuses if you really need it, and the bulbs. Replacement filters and spare hoses and belts, I don't think you need them. Because if there's a problem with that, you should go to the garage. The maintenance records. Yeah, this is common sense. If you've done your CDL license in a CDL academy, you need your logbooks. The seventh point, is this the seventh point? Yes. Emergency repair tools. Tire repair kit is all that you need. Jumper cables and portable battery pack, no you don't. Additional equipment, only the flashlight and headlamp. I hope everyone understood what I said. Any questions regarding the tools, equipment, and maintenance? Just ask the question in the comment section. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Let's go to the 8th slide. This is the 8th slide, so before you do anything, I am not going to be spending a lot of time on this slide. The title of this slide is General Federal Regulations and State-Specific Regulations and Permits. This might be the most important slide in this presentation. Hence why I have made a huge table and I have explained each and every single thing according to regulations and permits. Please, please, please full screen this, put it in high definition. The font is like 11 or 12, it's very, very small. And any other comments, questions you have on this table, please use the comment section, ask away. I'm not going to be explaining exactly what is written here. I want you to read everything that is written here. If you still don't understand, ask away. I have color-coded in red specific words that's basically restricting or exceeding or specific conditions. It's something that defines that specific permit or route restriction, or maybe there's a special condition. So do pause the video right now, put it in full screen, read every single thing that is on this slide, and I will meet you on the 9th slide. Here's the 9th slide, the B-Train's pros or advantages. Let's talk about the first point, the financial benefits. What does it have? Competitive salary, per diem and bonuses, and overtime pay. Actually, B-Train drivers often earn higher salaries compared to standard truck drivers. We're talking about semis, hotshots, due to the additional skills and responsibilities that are required for operating double trailers and even triple trailers. The per diem and bonuses, many companies offer per diem allowances for meals and lodgings, as well as bonuses for safe driving and also fuel efficiencies, and they're also getting per diems and bonuses for timely deliveries. And last but not least, the overtime pay. There is an overtime pay for, I think, semi-trucks or other companies as well, but when it comes to B-Train, there's always an overtime pay. Just note that down. And professional advantage is the increased job demand. Yes, there is an increased job demand, but that's just from today onwards. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. Also, if we talk about job security, it does provide you a stable employment, a stable income, and it's an opportunity for qualified drivers. This is something that people don't talk about, is a career advancement. People just think that, now you are a B-Train driver, you can't excel, or there's no advanced stage to this. That's not true. Being in the industry long enough, you can be advanced to positions such as a fleet manager, a driver trainer, or a logistics coordinator, etc. The lifestyle and benefits, I believe I talked about this in the previous slide also, about how you have independence and how you have these travel opportunities to go with your children, your wife. You can hitch them along. You can travel all over America, see different states, different people, different places. So that's a good thing. Equipment and technology. So there's modern equipment, there's technological integration. I'm talking about GPSs, ELDs, communication tools. This is to streamline operations and to reduce administrative burdens on drivers. A lot of the people who are old school drivers, they find it quite difficult. So maybe this is a con rather than a pro for them. But other than that, I find it very attractive that they've put technology onto the tractors. It makes life so much easier for the deliveries, so on and so on. And community and networking. Now, this is something that is overlooked because this is such a lonely job. You need a community. So being part of a community of skilled drivers, it provides opportunities for networking, knowledge sharing, and support. Then there's union memberships. You have the option to join labor unions, which can also offer additional benefits such as collective bargaining, legal representation, healthcare benefits, etc. And then the last point is benefits and insurance. Health and retirement benefits, paid time off. I think majority of the companies, trucking companies in America, they have these benefits and insurance. Many employers, they offer, comprehensive benefit packages that include health insurance, dental and vision coverage, and retirement plans. And when we're talking about paid time off, you get paid vacation days, you get sick leave, you get holidays, allowing for a much better work-life balance. So I hope I've covered everything on this slide. And last but not least, let's move on to the 10th slide. Be trained cons. Now, it looks like there's a lot of cons over here, but some of them are very minor. In fact, there's not much cons that I see that is very strict. Some of these are actually common sense. So let's have a look at the work-life balance. Long hours and time away from family. I have explained this in the previous video in part 1, that trucking is a lonesome job. It's a way of life. You ask a veteran truck driver how is trucking, they say that it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's almost like a religion, actually. Whether you like it or not, you have to go on the road. So it does tax you away. And it's always good to have a bit of break here and there to go back home to rest up. So having a good work-life balance is a must. Physical and mental health. So the physical strain, the mental stress, that obviously it does have a problem. This job, it can be physically demanding, and with long periods of sitting, repetitive motions, and handling heavy equipment. That can eventually lead to health issues like back pain, obesity, and cardiovascular problems. And I see a lot of truck drivers have this problem. Mental stress, I think that's a given. There's a lot of isolation of long-distance driving, pressure to meet delivery deadlines, and dealing with traffic and road conditions. That can also contribute to mental stress and fatigue. Then there's the safety risk. I think that this is a definite con. This is a specific disadvantage that I believe. And it could take away your life. So what is it? Accidents and hazards. Driving large double-trailer vehicles presents significant safety risks. Accidents can result in severe injuries or fatalities even. And drivers must constantly be vigilant to avoid hazards, especially in adverse weather conditions. Drivers often have to navigate through adverse weather, such as conditions like snow, ice, fog, and heavy rain, which can increase the risk of accidents. So that's a disadvantage right there. Then there's the regulatory and compliance issues. I think this is more of a present issue right now, because in the Biden's administration, they're making trucking very, very difficult. So I've heard of. I'm very in touch with the news over there. So that's what the truck drivers are telling me, that it's becoming stricter as the months go by. So there's the B-train drivers, obviously, they have to comply with numerous federal and state regulations regarding hours of service, weight limits, permits, safety standards. Non-compliance can lead to fines, penalties, and even loss of your CDL driving license. Frequent inspections, they give a lot of inspections. It's so stressful. I know that because they were doing that in London also. Economic uncertainty, yes, that is true. Right now, they are in demand, but who knows, maybe in 1-2 years, they might not be in demand. So the income is a variable, there's job security. But when we're talking about the variable income, is very inconsistent due to the fluctuations in demand for freight, changes in fuel prices, especially fuel prices. And economic conditions are quite unstable right now. As far as I'm seeing it, I believe that America is in a slight depression. This can affect your financial stability. Job security is obviously a threat. While the demand for drivers is generally high, economic downturns or changes in the logistics industry, such as advancements in autonomous vehicle technology, that could impact job security. I heard that Tesla has made an autonomous trucking vehicle. If that comes into fruition, then there's going to be problems for so many truck drivers in the States. But I could be wrong. But as far as I know, that could be a problem. Operational challenges, route and load planning, equipment and maintenance. So planning routes and managing loads can be complex, especially when you're dealing with state-specific regulations and restrictions. Incorrect planning can lead to fines and even delays. Equipment maintenance. Drivers are actually often responsible for regular maintenance. So we're talking about inspections before you go for the delivery and after. So I'm talking about pre and post inspections. And obviously checking for minor repairs, which obviously requires some knowledge, some skill, and obviously financial investment. because financial investment must be done on a monthly basis. And social isolation, I think I talked about that even in the pros, but it's a lonely job. The solitary nature of the job can even lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, even suicidal thoughts, which can impact mental health and overall well-being. Limited social interaction it's pretty much the same thing. It's a problem. That's why building good relationships, having a community, it's always a beneficial thing. Environmental impact. So, long-distance trucking has a significant environmental impact due to fuel consumption and emissions. Drivers may face criticism or personal conflict regarding their contribution to environmental issues. Honestly speaking, I don't think this last part is a con, because the military units that are used in America make way more emissions than the trucks in the trucking industry. So USA should be more concerned with what type of military air units or ground units they're using, because they emit so much emissions that you can't even compare it. It's not like comparing apples and pears. This is completely different. So when it comes to environmental impact, I don't believe that. Yeah, sure, it probably does give out emissions, but not as much as other things. There's chemtrails, a lot of these massive air units that are causing so much pollution. There's factories in America which are throwing and dumping in fresh water. So there's many more problems, and I don't think this is the biggest contributing factor. I hope that everyone understood what I said on this slide. And also, I would like to repeat once again, if there's anyone who has any questions regarding anything in this video, please ask the questions in the comment section. I will try my best to get to you as soon as possible. I hope everyone enjoyed this presentation, and I hope to continue the series, and hopefully I should be making part 3 within a couple of days or so.